Cars, collectible toys, fine jewelry, household items, and sports memorabilia autographed by the greats. HighBid.com has hundreds of thousands of items for sale every day. It's easy to search and it's easy to find auctions in your area. Just go to HighBid.com, that's HIBID.com, and see what everyone is talking about.
And production of oranges in Florida continues to drop, with the January forecast down 3.57% from the December projection. USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service report indicates overall production is forecast to be down nearly 20% from the 2019-2020 growing season. But the forecast does call for a rise in grapefruit production. To see more of these numbers, go to AgNet Media's Citrus News website, citrusindustry.net. Randall Wiseman, Southeast AgNet.
When it really counts, depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
We'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine today with a high of 67 to 70, then partly cloudy tonight, low 45 to 53. Partly sunny on Friday, high tomorrow 71 to 74, and look for rain tomorrow night. Saturday and Sunday both will have sunshine and some clouds, high Saturday 63 to 67, high Sunday 62 to 64. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Holly Holdren.
Oh, hey, Grandpa. Oh, hey, Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt on a sunny but chilly Thursday morning. It's going to warm up to about the mid-60s today, be in the 70s tomorrow. But then we got another freeze warning Saturday night. It's one of those, it's a schizophrenic time of the year. Let's go out and join Galen Unoff from Life South, who, like me, this is not our favorite time of the year. I tell you that, pal.
No, it really isn't. But 42 degrees, and I couldn't get warm last night. It was wet. I just couldn't get warm. It was painful.
My girlfriend Susan, a Chicago native, and she knows about the cold. You grew up in Chicago. We know nothing about the cold compared to a girl that grew up in Chicago. But she said the same thing last night, that with the wetness and everything, she had the heater on in the house, which is unusual. She just couldn't get warm last night.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
Wet.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, I thought we lost you for a minute. Nope. So, we're kind of at an impasse here with no college football. The NFL's this weekend, but does this seem to you that with COVID and everything, it's just people just, and maybe with the protest of a year ago or so, it's still going on, that people aren't as excited about the NFL this year as in years past?
I just think that there's, I honestly believe, I think our country's just tired, right? We're going through another impeachment, right? I think, all of our recreation has been taken away from us. We can't go to a movie. We have to wear masks everywhere we go. I just think as a country we're really tired. And, as usual, Congress is continuing to, make sure that we're tired, and then you add on cold weather here in our part of the world, and that's what you get. I just think we're all tired. I think we all need a break. A lot of us need to go back to work. For those of us, fortunately, I was never out of work, but for people who have been, I think they need to go to work. I think kids need to go to school. and have some normalcy. That's really what we need. It's just a little normalcy. It's almost been going on for a year, and there's no hope. There's really no hope in sight for normalcy to return, is there?
I don't see any on the horizon, and I think your point's well taken. For lack of a better term, I think we as a society are hangry. That's what we are. We're hangry.
Sure. Yeah.
And there's not a worse anger in the world than to be a little hungry and angry at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think we're hungry to get back to normalcy. We're hungry to get back to doing the things that we did as Americans. And instead, we're bottled up, we're kind of shut in, and we're inundated with this BS going on in Washington.
Yeah, and again, I think, well, I'll speak for myself. Christmas was much bigger this year. It was much more important, even though, you couldn't really hang out with your family. And I think that's also weighing on people. My church was closed for 2 weeks because of a COVID outbreak. And you miss that. You miss that connectivity, and as a human beings, you need each other. You need to be able to hang out with your friends and just enjoy one another. And that's just kind of been taken away. And I think we're all tired of it. I know my kids are, and I think that's going to have a bigger impact on our children than we can ever imagine. So
I think that you just hit on one thing that nobody's talking about. Everybody's talking about how it's affected people's pocketbooks, and everybody's talking about how people need to go to work, and everybody's talking about the election. Nobody's talking about, for one solid year, children's lives have been in an upheaval. These are kids that need structure. They need a certain way to do things, because that's how you mature, and that's how your cognitive sense gets honed. And we've just said, we're not doing that for you, but we're not giving kids good alternatives. It's almost like we don't even think as a society about the long-term effects that this shutdown can have on a child.
Well, and again, and that's why I'm really glad I live in the state of Florida, where DeSantis said I'm never going to close schools again for this pandemic. I know the impact it had on my kids for that time frame. It was terrible. They're just sitting around. Thankfully, my oldest is back at FSU. I'm hoping they go back to in-person class soon. And then at least my youngest is going to class every day and is able to play basketball, even though COVID has just wrecked it in a large sense. So I'm hoping that we can finally get back to some normalcy.
Do you think some normalcy?
I don't see it.
Do you think some normalcy? A lot of people say normalcy is going to return January 20th. I don't see that because of how they keep pressing these charges in the House and impeachment. But a lot of people think that we've been abnormal for 4 years, not just 1 year.
Sure. And I think there is a certain amount of that, just because when you have half the country absolute hate the president, and I mean hate that. I heard yesterday the hatred of a thousand suns. Right? I talked to somebody who said I hate that man more than any other person that has ever lived.
And by the way, never met
more than Hitler,
and probably never met the man in their life, and have already formed a decision to hate him more than Hitler. How's that possible?
Well, and I just said okay, and they're like, well, Hitler wasn't in this country. I said okay. All right. You can't even have a conversation.
No, you can't have a conversation. That's a person you cannot have a conversation with.
So all of those people that hated the president with 1,000 suns think that the impeachment is the only way to heal. And I'm like, well, he's got to pay for what he's done. I'm like, well, okay, I guess. I mean, if they find him guilty of starting a riot, okay. What is the punishment? They need to throw him in jail. I don't think they could throw him in jail.
They can't. They can only remove him from office. All the impeachment does is either remove him from office, or if they do it after he's out, They do it post Trump, then they can make it where he can't run for office ever again. I don't think the man's ever running for office ever again.
No, me either. But again, I think that's part of what's going on in all of this. Is there's this such animosity.
And we're going to.
And again, I don't. Oh, am I? Did you lose me again?
No, you're back now. You were gone for a second.
Oh, okay. There's so much animosity by the people who hated Trump for anybody who voted for Trump, and maybe that'll go away. You know, I'm like, well, you voted for Biden, good. I don't. Okay, that's your right. Good for you. You should. Thankfully, in this country, you have a right to vote for whoever you want.
You know, you make a valid point. Somebody put on Facebook, one of my friends put on Facebook. When I say one of my friends, let me just preface that by saying I'm at the max amount of people on Facebook that I can have as friends. And I may actually physically know 250 of them, 300 maybe. But one of the people that is my friend on Facebook put a poll out yesterday. Did you vote for it? And he left Biden or Trump. And then he put a post up 8 hours later. Thank you for answering my poll. All the people that voted for Trump, you're no longer my friends on Facebook. We're done. And he axed everybody. That's what it's come to. That's where we're at in this country.
And again, it's that kind of mentality that you are so liberal, right, and so open-minded in your philosophy that you don't even listen to the other side. That's the antithesis of that. Again, it's this whole culture that's been created due to Trump, and again, if returning to normalcy means that we become a little more accepting of the other side, then that'll be a good thing.
Speaking of a good thing, it's time to take a break so we can get in the good folks from Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Without them, we could not bring you this every day. Galen and I on our 30-minute sabbaticals that we take daily. We'll be right back after this short time out on Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
People ask me why I've worked at Palm Garden for so long, and I tell them it's the people. I love to hear the life stories, especially those from the greatest generation. Celebrating life stories is what sets Palm Garden apart, finding out what's important to them. And I love being a resource. Like Macy's Santa, if I can't help, I'll send them to Gimbel's. After all, Palm Garden is located on 34th Street. I'm Jan from Palm Garden. Call me and let's chat. 854-6262.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named. The man, the myth. The only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person. It's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. We're talking with Galen Unaw from Life South, thanks to the good folks at Penn Flooring. Family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for 30-plus years. They're a full-service flooring company that specializes in both commercial and residential fields. Go see their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, or give them a call at 352-351-3420. Also, we'd like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions about Palm Gardens or how they're handling the COVID-19 pandemic, give them a call at 352-854-6262. Go back up to the phone lines. You know, Galen, I was talking to somebody yesterday who said, if you want to heal the nation, the president needs to go to the inauguration to show that it's a peaceful transfer of power. Him leaving before the inauguration and going to Mar-a-Lago or wherever he's going to go just keeps the divisiveness going. And I thought, well, maybe because he has throngs of followers who go everywhere he goes, and some of them are right now dead set on a violent overthrow, maybe it's best he doesn't show up, so that way they say, well, if the president's not there, it's not important enough for us to be there and cause a problem either. Maybe you could look at his not going to the inauguration as a good thing, not a divisive thing.
No, I think it would be terrible. I think he has to sit there. He has to.
He's not. He's leaving. He's leaving. He's leaving D.C. early Tuesday morning. He's leaving D.C. on the 20th.
Then the left wins because it just shows just how petty he is, and we know it's not because he's worried about his people rioting. We know that he's just, he's a narcissist, and he lost, and he's bitter about the loss. That's been evident, and I think he has completely changed, or maybe this is always who he was. But when you're winning, it's easy sometimes, and he lost, and he's become very petty, and I think that would hurt our country. I think he needs to sit there, just like every other president who's ever lost. George W. Bush or George H. Bush sat there when Clinton won. That's the right thing to do.
I agree.
Carter sat when Reagan won. I mean, that's the right thing to do. That's the presidential thing to do.
You know the last time a president did not attend the inauguration of the incoming president?
I don't know one. So, I don't know.
1832. Excuse me. 1832. It's been a while.
Again, that's my point. And again, if he really doesn't attend, then everybody, and I've already said this, if you have a Trump flag, you really need to, and it's still up, you really need to have a conversation with yourself and decide, do you want a king? Do you want a dictator? Do you want a ruler? Because Trump's gone, and he's not coming back. He needs to go away, but he needs to do his last piece of presidential business is sitting there watching Joe Biden forget his lines. That's his last. That's it. Go away.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to end pretty. It looks like this impeachment's going to go. They've already impeached him. They've said in the Senate they're not going to take it up until after the inauguration. I don't know how they take it up in the Senate after the inauguration, because I'm pretty sure the Constitution doesn't give any guidelines to holding a trial for a private citizen. So I don't know how they're going to do it.
That's correct. I'm really curious as to how that, and nobody is really talking about that in the media. I looked for articles about it this morning. Maybe
I've looked all over and can't find any.
Since he got impeached late last night, because that's how the House works. They pass all their major legislation and major things in the darkness of night. So,
or they don't read the bill. We'll figure out what's in the bill later. We'll just pass it now.
Absolutely. But again, if Trump doesn't go to inauguration, that's a real problem. And again, I've said it. I already regret voting for him. And it was nothing he had done up until the day of that rally when he said, we're all going to march to the Capitol building. And then he never said anything when these people were rioting. I do think he's guilty of that. I can't get past it.
I don't know that he's guilty of inciting the riot.
Wow.
I tell you who I would who if it was me, and I know he's not as political big as Donald Trump, so that's why not. Anytime you say trial by combat and you rear up the crowd, Giuliani, I think, could face some serious hot water. But I don't even see I don't see how they convict Trump. Trump didn't say bust the doors down or anything. Now, they inferred that, But you can infer anything you want from the way a person talks. He didn't say.
Agreed.
He said, go to the steps of the Capitol and let your voices be heard. Nowhere did he say kick in a door. Nowhere did he say, steal lecterns or go ransack Nancy Pelosi's office. Now, Rudy Giuliani said it's time to go to the Capitol and show them what trial by combat is. That's a little different.
Well, and again,
and you're in that dead area.
That never happened before. Man, I'm in the Paynes Prairie. This is dead, but yeah, he's been impeached twice. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Who cares?
Hey,
he does need to sit there. And again, it's time to take down your flags.
Today in history, I want to give you a couple things today in history that seem to be important. You know what happened in 1952 on this day at 7 a.m., January 14th, 7 a.m., 1952, that changed the way we view television in the morning?
Yeah, 52. Wasn't the Bay of Pigs? What was it?
The Today Show premieres for the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have never guessed that.
And it was a news program then. It wasn't a society page show like it is now. It was an actual news program. It wasn't an extension of Deborah Norville's Inside Edition like it is now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what else? Here's something you and I. Now, this is in your wheelhouse. 1976, January 14th, 1976. For every red-blooded American guy that was between the ages of 8 and 16 or 17, this television program really turned our heads. On this date, the premiere, we first met Jamie Summers, the Bionic Woman.
No kidding.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Wonder Woman was
Linda Carter.
She was my girl.
Okay.
She was my girl.
In the 70s, I had two posters hanging in my room in the 70s until I got, the late 70s when I started getting into Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix and stuff like that, the good music and all that my sister had been trying to get me into since the early 70s. But I finally got old enough, 13, 14, to really understand music. But up until that point, the two posters on my wall, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, and of course, we all know the red tank top Farrah Fawcett poster.
Oh, absolutely! It's a great photo.
That may be the greatest poster ever. That may be the greatest pinup poster ever.
Well, for me, it was Vanna White in the Hay.
I remember that. Oh yeah, Vanna White. That was 81, I think, 81 or 82.
Well, it was a little later than that.
But she had a little flannel shirt tied above the waist, and the Daisy Dukes and the Hay.
Little Daisy Dukes.
Oh yeah,
that was Vanna White. Vanna White.
I was in my 20s by then, so
Yeah. Vanna I was 13, and Vanna White was it. So,
oh yeah,
but still looks good.
That Farrah Fawcett poster.
I mean, she still looks good.
She really does. Now that Farrah Fawcett poster though is iconic.
Probably the most famous poster is Raquel Welch.
Oh yeah, where 10,000 BC, where she's in the
terrible movie.
She's in the mammoth bikini. Oh yeah, the mammoth skin bikini. Oh. That was a good looking. But isn't that the poster that Andy used to cover up the hole?
It was one of them.
Yeah, that was one of them.
Remember,
he had Lana Turner,
Sophia Loren.
Sophia Loren.
Yeah.
But the one he had hanging there when they actually discovered he had escaped in Shawshank Redemption was Raquel Welch.
Correct. Now, again, that's probably the most famous poster of all time. Marilyn Monroe above the grate.
Above the grate, yeah.
It's probably up there. I think Raquel Welch may be more popular. I don't know. That's an interesting topic.
That Farrah Fawcett poster was pretty famous.
I'm not disagreeing with it. No, I am. I think Raquel Welch is more popular. Because you got to remember, it's just been around longer.
Yeah, it has been around longer. And then remember those.
I don't know.
Remember the black.
I don't know. Remember the Pamela Anderson and the Baywatch one? That one was.
That was pretty good too.
And we were old.
Yeah, I was old by then.
Yeah, but still,
I didn't get bit by the whole Christina Applegate, Pamela Anderson thing. I was old.
Me either.
Then. I was old.
Me either. Pamela Anderson's always just been too plasticky for me.
Yeah,
so.
it's too much for me. I remember the worst posters ever though. We thought they were great, and I was in a shop here in the mall the other day. I can't say the name, Spencer's, but I was in a shop the other day, and they brought me back, and I was right back in my bedroom at 15 years old, saying, "Oh, this is perfect." When I had my blacklight posters.
Yeah, I never got into the black light thing, but yeah, I mean that was and then it was the equivalent of the Elvis.
It was the Elvis on black
thing.
Yeah, the Elvis, the black Elvis pictures that you could always find. Some guy in a van with no windows would be selling them on the corner somewhere.
Correct. Absolutely right.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's
the crush. What is that? Velvet? Yeah.
I don't know, man. Velour?
I think it was.
Or velour.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember those.
I think Raquel Welch is the best poster of all time. I may go with that. For my personal one is Vanna, but Raquel Welch is probably the number one poster of all time.
You may be right. Hey, speaking of number one, tell us the number one spot today for the Bloodmobile.
Oh, nice. Look at you. That's next level. Today we're at Covington Lane Apartment, so come by and see us there. And as always, we're right there on the boulevard. 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Give the gift of life. Donate blood.
Thanks, Galen. Talk to you tomorrow, buddy.
All right. Be good. Bye, all.
Galen Unall from Life South. He's right. Give the gift of blood. Go out and help your fellow humans. Give the gift of blood. We'll be right back after this timeout. This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmitz. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
In a mostly partisan vote, the House voted to impeach President Trump after he leaves office. Senator Lindsey Graham, the Republican from South Carolina, tells Fox News this simply hurts America.
It will divide the country. It will incite violence. To my Republican colleagues, let's stand up for the idea that post-presidential impeachments are bad for the presidency, bad for the country.
The 232-197 vote was only supported by 10 Republicans. In a tweet Wednesday evening, President-elect Joe Biden reminds senators of other urgent business of this nation. The Los Angeles Times is reporting a reputed longtime member of the Mexican Mafia, the Prison Gang, was shot and killed at a California homeless encampment over the weekend. 64-year-old Samuel Villalba was found unresponsive on Sunday evening with multiple gunshot wounds to the upper torso in an encampment near the 91 freeway in Long Beach. USA Radio News.
Now with orders to stay at home, public health concerns, the reality of illness due to pathogens and viruses. Your health is at an all-time high risk. That's why it's critical to take a proactive approach to boost your immune system. You can with new nano-colloidal silver from Americare. Our patented process with tiny silver particles, 1/100th the size of a red blood cell, allows for maximum body absorption. Americare's nano-colloidal silver effectively disinfects your body internally, attacking pathogens and viruses while supercharging your immune system. Colloidal silver is antibacterial and antiviral. Simply put, it prohibits bacterial respiration, suffocating viral cells, preventing the virus from replicating. And now, due to public health concern, Americare is authorized to offer our lowest and best price ever, around $1 a day, but supplies are limited. Purchase nano-colloidal silver now at immunesupportnow.com. That's immunesupportnow.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Supplies are limited.
The Ocala Golf Club, one of Ocala's premier golf courses, from its pristine 18-hole course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
You're getting ready to move and you work hard. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. You need pros. Trained professional moving experts to do the heavy lifting for you. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. They care about your things as much as you do, and they do it fast and right. That's why you call Two Men in a Truck, 352-289-0666. Visit twomeninatruck.com and get moving.
2 Men in a Truck.
Veterans Helping Veterans USA. Call 352-433-2320. We help veterans and their families with limited financial assistance, counseling, employment referrals, and a food and clothing bank. You can help in making a huge difference in the veterans' lives we serve by donating food, clothing, household items, or direct financial assistance. All donations are tax deductible. Veterans Helping Veterans USA. 352-433-2320. Thank you for your attention, and God bless America. Started in 1975. It's Yendel's Building Materials. Whether you're making repairs, adding a room, or building a house, Yendel's constantly delivers excellent service and top quality materials and many of the tools and hardware you need to get the job done. At Yendel's, they take pride in supplying their customers with new and innovative products. Yendel's experience in truss design, manufacturing, and component materials is second to none. 834 North Magnolia Avenue in Ocala, 732-3000. Stop by to experience the difference.
0 Hour Life Center, Marion County's recovery community organization. The time for change is now. Call 352-765-4943.
AccuSleep offers a safe and effective medical option for those who suffer from sleep disorders of all kinds. AccuSleep makes restoring healthy sleep patterns possible. No medication, no surgery, just good sound sleep. Mend your sleep so you can stop counting sheep. Experience restorative sleep at AccuSleep, the acupuncture sleep clinic in Ocala by calling 352-615-5566.
Hey, I didn't know it rained last night.
Oh, it didn't. Why do you say that?
Because little Johnny's in the backyard playing in that big mud puddle.
Did you leave the hose on?
No, the neighbor borrowed it yesterday.
Wait, is that the side where the septic...
Johnny, get out of there!
Having septic problems? At Mike Scott Plumbing, we can make those septic worries disappear. We can pump your septic tank, repair your drain field, and, if needed, even install a whole new system. At Mike Scott Plumbing, we don't take crap from anyone. We take it from everyone. 237-2888. Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Hi, Matt Wilkerson here, your Verizon representative with news that will hum your car, make it smart and safe. How? With the new Hum device by Verizon. You can rest assured you're never alone. Flat tire? Lost? Accident? For $10 a month, Hum by Verizon has you covered. And I will come to you in Marion County to install the Hum for free. Time to call me at 352-528-0020. Are you ready to hum along? Call 352-528-0020.
Hey, you got to admit, nothing looks better than blooming, colorful flowers in the wintertime. And right now, you can take your pick from dozens of colorful winter hardy annuals. They'll keep your yard beautiful right into spring, just $1.99 each, or a flat of 12 for just